There's a hunger no routine can feed, a thirst no knowledge alone can quench, and you're guilty of crimes you don't even know you're committing every single day, stealing from yourself the chance to be more, to rise beyond the shallow comfort of knowing but never acting, worshiping patterns like gods, while the real divine waits outside your locked door. If you want to break free, you have to first see the shadows you carry in broad daylight, because only then can you begin to understand what grace really means and why it's bigger than everything you think you know. 1. Forgetting that grace is bigger than sin. There's something sad about how easily we forget who God really is. Like He's watching us with a list, waiting for us to mess up again, as if mercy has limits and grace has an expiration date. We keep thinking our mistakes are tattoos on our soul, permanent, shameful, something we have to hide under layers of good behavior and fake smiles. We walk around like we're still on trial, like forgiveness is a maybe, like love is something we have to earn back. But if God wanted perfect people, He wouldn't have chosen the broken ones to write His story. Grace doesn't just clean the wound, it removes the scar. It doesn't ask what you did last night, it says, come home, again and again. You think your failure surprised Him? You think He didn't see the moment you'd fall and already decide to stay? That's what real grace is. And the real crime isn't messing up. It's forgetting that grace was always bigger than the mess, bigger than the lie, bigger than the affair, bigger than the bottle, bigger than the thoughts you're too ashamed to say. You're not a mistake God's trying to fix. You don't need to earn a place at the table. You just need to simply sit down. 2. Worshipping routine like it's God. We weren't made to wake up just to repeat yesterday. But somewhere along the way, comfort became our gospel, and routine became the God we trusted most. Not because it gives life, but because it feels safe. And without knowing it, we started kneeling to the familiar. And it's strange how we can go years without truly feeling alive, without even realizing it, because routine is so good at pretending to be purpose. But God didn't breathe life into you so you could survive Tuesdays. He didn't design your soul for clocks and schedules. He wanted wonder. He wanted risk. He wanted real love that disrupts you. We worship the structure, the timing, the predictable. We worship not having to think too hard. And slowly, we stop hearing Him. Not because He left, but because we stopped looking for Him anywhere outside our plans. The crime isn't living with rhythm. It's believing the rhythm is sacred while God becomes an afterthought, a background presence in a life curated for control. But God moves in interruptions, in the mess, in the unexpected moment that ruins your schedule and reminds you you're still alive. 3. Knowing better and still choosing less. It's not always ignorance that ruins us. Sometimes it's the exact opposite. We know what's right, what's better, what's healing. But we keep choosing whatever hurts less in the moment. We pick comfort over growth, numbness over truth, silence over the kind of honesty that might save us. We say, I'm fine, even when we know that staying where we are is slowly killing something inside us. We settle for people who drain us because being alone feels worse. We scroll instead of speak, stay quiet instead of apologize, and bury our dreams under the excuse of timing. And the worst part is, deep down, we know. We know we were meant for more. We feel it every time we lie to ourselves and still can't sleep, every time we smile but feel hollow, every time we walk away from something sacred because choosing it would have cost us our pride, our habits, our control. The crime isn't not knowing. It's betraying what you know is true because the lie is more convenient. And the truth is, nothing haunts like the moment you realize you were the one who dimmed your own light. 4. Hoarding knowledge you never apply. We're drowning in wisdom and starving for change. Every day we collect more, quotes that sound profound, sermons that stir something in us, books that line our shelves like trophies. But nothing changes. We treat knowledge like a prize instead of a tool, like it's enough to know the truth even if we never let it touch our lives. We talk about healing, but never forgive. We preach self-love, but still shrink for approval. We know exactly what's wrong, what needs to end, what needs to begin, but we keep it all in our heads like storage we'll never unpack. And slowly, knowing becomes a performance. We sound deep, but we stay the same. We memorize wisdom like lyrics, then hum them through lives we never rewrite. But truth was never meant to be hoarded. It was meant to be lived. That's where transformation happens, not in the knowing, but in the doing. And if you keep feeding your mind while starving your action, you'll become the kind of person who's fluent in growth but allergic to change. That's it. If any of this felt real to you, then don't just keep scrolling like nothing happened. Subscribe if you want to stay close.